Okay, so baby Molly is 4.5, almost 5 months old. She's currently having reverse feeding cycles. She eats less during the day and she eats a lot overnight. She has usually 5 wakings, and in those 5 wakings she has to breastfeed and breastfeed back to sleep. So she has a reversed feeding cycle. Also, going to sleep is really hard for her, staying down is really hard for her, and naps are typically really short. So in my sleep plan, this is the night feeding plan and the day feeding plan that I proposed. And in my day feeding plan, I always tell my parents, if your baby needs to feed more, especially at that 4, 5, 6 month range, because they're going through growth spurts, they need to cluster feed, you can absolutely feed them more. We just want to make sure we're at least spacing out feedings 3 hours. And I always want to make sure that we top them off before nap time. I absolutely would hate if baby's waking in between sleep cycles, is hungry, and we're trying to sleep learn. That's not going to work, right? So I really make sure that those feedings are spaced out correctly, and if you have a reverse feeding cycle, we have a good plan for at night. So the plan here is to keep 2 feedings for baby Molly. I want to make sure that she can shift her intake from feeding so frequently overnight to feeding more during the day, and that's not going to happen overnight. It would be almost brutal to get out literally everything for her besides 1 feed for someone that is still very little. She's 15 pounds, she's just turning 5 months, and she's currently on a complete different pattern. So what we're doing, we're keeping 2 feedings, we're spacing them out 4 hours, and then once she is used to that, mom has a weaning option when she wants to go from 2 feeds to 1 scheduled feed, and then she can use that same option whenever Molly is ready to go from 1 feed to 0 feeds. And that can be any time, like 6 months, 10, 8, 12, whenever Molly and mom are ready for that journey. The beauty of that is also mom is ensuring her supply. She's regulating her breast because we're not cold turkey cutting things out. We're giving mom's body time to adjust, and we're giving baby Molly time to adjust. And that is also how we can ensure that Molly is feeling safe during all this change. She will wake up frequently in the first few nights of sleep learning because we're working with replacement. And that replacement means we're going to do lots of holding, lots of rocking, lots of vestibular stimulation overnight. We're going to do lots of bear hugs, deep body hugs. We're going to do lots of emotional regulation because we're changing her overnight feeding pattern and we don't want her to be dysregulated. So we're going to be super hands-on until she's fully settled into that 2 feeding schedule, and then mom can make that decision to move on to just 1 feeding if she is ready. So that was kind of my strategy behind this whole thing, and this was just a tiny little bit of a look into my sleep plans for you guys.